Hello and welcome. I'm so excited about this new 2024 IOD Christmas release. Today we are going to be looking at the new transfer Tinsel. This is 8 pages of 8 by 12 gold goodness. And we're going to create today on something simple. This is something that I did last year for I did some things on Made TV. And so I never showed it here on my page or my YouTube, but I'm going to do some of the similar ideas today. So, Walmart, you can get these 3 bells. They come in red, black, and gold. Here today we're going to use the black. Now these cost $9.98. Not bad, especially when we're going to take them apart and turn them into three different projects. Now, I have my razor blade, and I'm just going to cut this rope, cutting right across the knot here because I want to see. Okay, so it's a faux knot, and then these should just come right apart here. Quite noisy they are. There we go. So we have one single, and then we have one that's double, so we can use that to our advantage. So why don't we go ahead and do the single one? So there are so many different ones to choose from, but I thought what would be fun is to use a gold snowflake. And we might use more than one. We might use a couple. We're just going to see how they look when we put them on. So I'm going to just cut apart the section that has all of these snowflakes. Put that to the side. Now, the snowflakes aren't very big, but they don't have to be to make an impact. So I'm going to choose the biggest one here. I'm going to use this one. I like it. It's very decorative. Let me just cut this out. Now I'm going to simply pull back the plastic paper from here, and you can see the other side. See? Now I want to put it right about here, and now I am just going to rub it on. And I'm just using the plastic transfer tool that came with it, and I'm giving it a nice, oops, make sure you hold tight because it will come up on you. All right, let's see. Sometimes it's a little bit harder with the foil transfers to see your progress. But one way to tell is when you can look and it starts, you can tell it's already peeled up. And it's no longer on the carrier sheet in front of it. So I'm just going to do this one real quick. Ta-da! And there we have it. Look at how beautiful the gold looks on the black. Now, we're not done yet. We're going to decorate this. Now, typically, hold on, I got a little puppy hair in there. Now, normally, when you do a transfer, you want to seal it. But this is something that we're not going to be touching a lot. It's not going to be, in elements where it's going to be, hot. So we're going to go ahead and just not seal it. So now, I have this bow that I use for a different holiday project, and it didn't seem to go with what I had, so I took it off. So I do have a bow that's already ready. So we could totally do this. Of course, I'd have to fluff it up, or we can make our own bow. I have some black velvet, which is beautiful, but it might be too much black. And then I have some thinner gold. So let's decide what we're going to do. So I'm just going to put the bell right over here. And now we're going to go ahead and make our bow. So I have this Bow-dorama. I love this thing. This thing helps to make the cutest bows. I just have some gold ribbon here. I like to find gold ribbon at like thrift stores or estate sales because you can get it pretty cheap. This one was $1.99, so I can do that. I like that. So first with the Bow-dorama, you need to put your gold string down. Then stick it through like that. And I'm just going to keep on folding it back and forth. Let me take that off the screen so you can see a little better. I'll bring it back. So I'm just pinching it and I ran it through like that. Now I'm going to cut it over here to be about the same length as this side. Now before I do that, I can actually add a little bit of this if I wanted to, some different gold, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and cut the bow, the parts, the pointy parts of the bow to make it more decorative. And there's, hold on, not quite straight. There we go. Now let's do this side. And this corner. Okay, so now I'm going to take the string that I laid down in the bow, and all you do is you simply tie it. I used to be the worst at making bows, but ever since I found this, it is a game changer. Okay, so you just tie a knot, and then you pick it off, and then look, you have a beautiful bow, and you can wrap as many ribbon runs through that you want, depending on how many of the little parts of the bow you want. But I thought just would be plenty. So now all we're going to do is we are just going to simply tie it to the top of our bell. You can hot glue it if you want, but I think the tying is going to be a better option. Sometimes I feel like the hot glue doesn't always stay with the elements or whatever. So I'm just going to tie a nice knot right here. And you can use all different items to decorate these. This is just a simple one. The next one we're going to do a little bit more elaborate. So look at how cute this is. Let me just fluff my bow a little bit. And if I feel like these are too long, I can just simply cut them. I'm going to cut the gold tie wire off. And then, so when I hold it up, look. Ta-da! Now these I feel are a little long. So let's just go ahead and cut those. I'm going to cut them a little bit shorter. I'm going to fold my ribbon in half, and that way it's a lot easier to cut. There we go. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. All right. Do this side. And then, voila. Ta-da! So now we have a gorgeous little bell that you can either hang for an ornament, you can hang it around, you can hang it on your fireplace. Now some other options what you can do is, what I like to do is I like to get these picks, the ones that have, I don't know, like cedar. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll, excuse me, I'll put them in to just dress it up. And then you can even put little bells, like the round bells right on top. But for this one, we're just going to simply do this cute little gold bow. And there you have it. Simple, quick, easy, and beautiful. Okay, so now let's look at our double bell. When these hang, we don't want them to be level. We want them to be one higher than the next. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to tie that off real quick. I'm just going to take some gold ribbon, and we're going to make a little tie. And then we're going to add some more gold, the Tinsel IOD. There we go. So when it hangs, just a little bit off center. Looks better, I feel that way. So let's go ahead and look and see which ones we want to do now. There are so many different pages. There's 8 pages to pick from. So let's use this one here. It looks like holly and some holly berries. So let's go ahead and we'll cut that one out. Okay. Now these differ from the regular transfers, as when you're using them, they're not see-through, so you can't see through. The background is actually gold, so you can't really see. On regular transfers, the other transfers that they have, the carrier sheets are clear. All right, let's stick that to the side. So when we put this on here, it's going to look like this. So we're going to do one with this, and then we'll decide what we're going to put on the next one. So you simply remove the transfer from the backing paper, and this is what it looks like. And we're going to put it right here. Now sometimes it'll move, like it moved a little on me on the last one, so I'm going to be very careful when I do this one. And sometimes when you're using a rounded edge, like the bell is rounded, concave, you need to make sure that you just go slow and take your time and don't force it. Now most of their transfers aren't meant to have a perfect look. They are meant to have like a little vintage distress look. These do also. They're not 100% all, you know, perfect, because that's not the way they were intended. All right. So I'm going to start from one side, start to peel up. If it all didn't adhere, then I can just lay it back down and push it and rub and make sure it comes out. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? All right, so we have the holly and the berries. You can see where it's empty now. We have that. Now we need to decide what we're going to put on the other side, because when they hang, they're going to hang like this. We have one up here, so we need to put something down here. So let's go back to our, we have a little angel here. A little big. Let me see if there's a smaller angel in here. What's nice is on the back, you can see the different designs, so you don't have to flip all the way through. No, there's only that angel and a bigger angel, but we can just do part of the angel. We don't have to do his whole body. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut him off like right there at the waist, because I really do like the angel and his horn. So we're going to add that, and we're going to put that on the next bell right here. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. Remove the carrier sheet. And you can see here that it's a little bit lighter, the part that rubs off. And I'm going to hold that up, make sure I'm going to be rubbing on the right side. We don't want one design on the front, then one on the back. All right. His trumpet or horn. The wings are beautiful. But again, it's not meant to be a full design. You can see that there is distressing. There's parts that are missing. It's all about that vintage vibe. All right. Okay. Woo, beautiful. And then we have, look, the angel and his horn. So when it hangs, you're going to see, whoops, there we go, the angel and the holly. Okay, so now we need to put a bow on it. We're going to put it up here at the top, not down here. We're going to put it at the top by the loop, but this loop is what's going to allow it to hang. And if for some reason the bells keep turning, I can just put a little dab of hot glue like this, and then they'll stay just the way they need to. Now we're going to do the bow a little different this time. We're still going to use the Bow-Dorama. This is my favorite. So now we need to decide. I think I want to use, let's use the black this time. I think the black will be fun. I was quite surprised yet pleased that there was black velvet ribbon in. I also got this at Walmart too. So now the trick about the velvet, you have to twist it at the base so that way the velvet side will stay outside showing, because you don't want to have the dull side. So after I put it through, I'm going to twist it. So that way when I make my loop, the velvet will be on the outside. And I want both loops to be about the same size. They don't have to be exact, but they should be pretty close. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the ribbon the same length as this ribbon. All right, let's put that to the side. And we're going to add a little bit of this greenery, this pick. I've got 2 pieces left, so I'm just slide these off. And we're going to put these right in the Boat-O-Rama. Why not? Because when I tie these up, they will be tied in the knot too. All right, so let's go ahead and tie this. And the object of this is to tie it tight enough where nothing's going to slip out, especially the greenery. So I take this little, this Boat-O-Rama has this little piece and just kind of, it pushes the layers of ribbon and everything down. And now we're going to tie it. Okay, it's stuck on the greenery, so give me just 1 second. If it gets stuck on the greenery like that, then you won't get a good tie. There we go. All the way down, because you want to make sure that the main parts of the greenery are tied together with the bow. All right, let me pick that out. Now we have, look, a bow with some greenery, but we're not done because it needs a little more, something right in the middle. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this extra gold and I'm just going to, I want to tie it one more time and wrap it. I just want to make sure that that greenery is on nice and tight. We don't want it falling. There we go. One little knot. Okay, so I can either leave that gold tie there and tie something on there, or I can cut it off. Let's see. I have, which I think might be perfect. Sometimes I cheat and I buy these pre-made bows. They're wired. So all I have to do is form them. There's a 248 and you get like 8 of them. It's from Walmart. So see how flat they are? But look, once you stick your finger in there and you kind of give them some life, they're very pliable, bendable, and just look at how that changes. So I'm thinking that that might just be, what do you think? It might be too much, but for right now, I think I really, really like it. So we're going to take this gold part that is on the bow, and we are going to tie it around the bow we just made with the greenery and the black ribbon. We want to make sure it's centered as best we can, and then we're going to tie it. Okay, and there we go. So there is our bow, and now we're going to stick it right on here, and then our project is complete. Let me cut these real quick. Got to finish our ribbon. There we go. So what I'll do is I'm going to just hot glue that on there, and then look, it's done. My hot glue gun is warmed up, and we are going to put a pile of hot glue right here. After I get the bow hot glued on, I'll probably tie a security ribbon on it. But just for now, just to get it on and be able to show you, I'm just going to hot glue it. So we'll let that sit for a second. And I may as well go ahead and just put 1 dot of glue right here just to make sure that the bells stay together with their beautiful designs. Ouch, that's hot. Okay, so here you have it. Ta-da! So we have 2 different projects from the same group of bells from Walmart for $9.98. What do you think?